Hi guys, have you run today? I just went on a run for 20 minutes with my kids. I'm so excited, and I walk with them too because I'm trying to motivate them to walk, to don't give up, to just try their best. So I want to know if you did that today, and if you haven't do it after this video, just try to do it, okay? So anyways, we're gonna talk today. Oh, I'm sorry about my gym clothes. Maybe all messy, but I don't think this is the message, so it really doesn't matter. Um, if you go on your first walk or on your first run and you're coughing, I cough because I have asthma, so it's always bothering me. But if you do, don't feel bad about it. Take a break, slow down, and then keep going. Don't give up, okay? Take a break, slow down, and keep going. All right, that should just help you. The point of walking and running is because we are trying to develop new neurons in the hippocampus in our brain, and it also helps us with the release of endorphins and oxytocin. Wow, who doesn't want oxytocin? So I'm capitalizing on that feeling to try to motivate you to go and just go on a walk on a run. Just try to do it, and once you do it, I want you to reflect in the positive things in your world, the things that you're grateful for. So for me, it will be my children. Okay, so tell me, let me know how you're doing. All right, I know that some of you send me message to the messenger. I try to answer as much as I can. I'm very thankful for you. I'm very grateful for you following me over Facebook. It's almost 1,000 followers. That's so exciting. I never thought this was gonna work. Some of the questions that we do have though are about parenting. Parenting, it is a very hard job, and I really appreciate for all of you that have questions about that, because I learned it the hard way. You have to learn everything somewhere, but sometimes you learn things the hard way. I want you to learn things the easy way. One of the things that you can do to make things better, you are going to become a new parent, or you're going to have a child, and congratulations for those of you that are going to have a kid. I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to send you a gift. I do that, and I always send a letter to all the parents. Please make sure you take a parenting class. It is true. Kids do not come with manuals, so please take a parenting class. It will make things so much easier, believe it or not. And it will comply also with the guidelines and with psychologists and excuse me, with psychologists and all those things that will benefit your kid to become a better kid, because they are like sponges. They are not mini adults, they are kids. At one point in time, we thought they were mini adults, and a lot of kids got hurt, a lot of kids got painfully damaged. So as a society, we owe to our kids to make an effort to go and learn how we can be the best that we can be for them to succeed. So that's one of the things. So every city has a website, and they offer parenting classes. If you do not want to go to the city, ask someone in the school, because the school system should be able to provide that. It is important for parents to know to work with the teachers when it comes to communication, pro-social skills, the development of the kids' grades, in how to increase how to capitalize in their good behaviors too. Okay, so let's talk about kids. From the beginning of time, we thought that they were little adults. We treat them pretty much like garbage back in those days. A lot of kids die. Many times we as parents don't understand that kids cannot see ahead of time, or they cannot predict things like you do it, and we make the big mistake of thinking that kids are manipulative or the kids are mean. Kids are not naturally, they are not manipulative or mean. They copy behaviors. So as a psychotherapist, when I see a kid that has bad behavior, I know where it comes from. It comes from the parent. A parent, a sibling, an older sibling, or an uncle, or someone else. So usually if you want to see where your kids' behavior comes, just sit and observe and you will figure it out. And then you can actually see how you can fix the situation. I had this parent that give me, she sent me a message and she say, well, I work and work all the time. And to be honest, we live in a system that sometimes both parents work, but that doesn't take the responsibility from a parent to being a parent, and then blaming other people or getting angry with the kids because the kids are doing something dumb. So when the kids are doing something dumb, most likely it's because they don't know any better or because they have learned it. Remember, kids are like sponges. Everything you do sticks with them. So if you're in a relationship or in which you're being abused, you're being mistreated, you're being verbally, physically abused, you need to get out of that relationship because most likely that behavior will traumatize the child and it will follow you up later on. So parenting is a really, really hard thing. There are things that are verbal abuse that you might not consider verbal abuse. There are things that are considered bullying, but you might not consider that bullying because you were never told. And there are things that are like considered domestic violence, and you might not know that they are domestic violence because you were never told or nobody ever told you. The thing is that whenever you are with a person like that, or whenever you are in a house or around people like that, you need to move out of that situation. You cannot control what other people do. You can only control you. And when it comes to your kids are your priority. Your kids are the ones that going to make things worse or better for everybody, and most likely better if you try to do your part. So parenting classes focus on letting you know how to react and respond to certain behaviors. Most of the time you have to respond to certain behaviors instead of reacting, and most of the time you have to be positive. For example, let's suppose that a kid is constantly yelling. All right, this is pretty this is one of those behaviors that you have to avoid giving negative feedback or positive feedback. So there are some behaviors that you have to ignore because you have to wait for the exact moment to react or to do something. Okay, you can actually, like, it has been shown that rewards are great. So what you can do is when the kid is not doing it, you can praise it with hugs or rewards. All our kids have a love language. All adults have a love language. I mean, think about what's yours, okay? So when it comes to my kids, I give them a lot of hugs. They do love to be hugs, and I do love hugs, so it's easier for me. So that's what we do in that respect. So, and then whenever one of them is just like, screaming, overreacting, we do try to ignore that behavior. But whenever that person or that kid is behaving good, then you want to offer them a reward. But make sure that it's a reward that works, okay? Something that they like. For the reward to work, it has to be something they like, something that actually amuses them, it makes them happy, all right? And something, you gotta offer choices that you're able to do. You cannot go above and beyond. You have to be the big person. All right, that's the same thing with clothes. Whenever like you say that you argue with clothes, believe me, I have been there. I struggle about picking up the clothes, mostly for little girls. Oh Lord. Okay, so this is what I do. I give her 2 choices. I used to give her 3, but it was too much for her. So I was like, you had 2 choices. These are your 2 choices. So make sure that the choices that you make are good, that are good with the weather, that are good with the outside, with everything, all right? Make sure that you have thought about it, because that's how they learn. That's how they learn to communicate and to do things. My son, he come with a test and he say, "Mommy, I did not know what I got this question wrong." I was like, he said, I follow the rules. I mean, most kids know that they are exception to the rules, but they tend to forget. So it's our job to remind him. But because he was so upset, and I was like, I don't understand either. But I was like, this is my opinion. The way you can do this, you can write an essay to your teacher and let her know, why do you think these are right? So then you will have your answer. And he actually went and did that. He went and wrote an essay and he put the rules down and everything. But I give you that example so you can see there are ways that kids can use their words, you know, to explain what are they thinking, and that it motivate their writing skills, it motivate their brain development. So being a parent is really hard. Try to take a parenting class. You have more questions. I'm so happy to continuously keep answering them to you, but they will not mean anything until you do something about it. Okay? So happy again. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening to these videos. Thank you so much for trying to make a difference in our world. Thanks for watching. Bye.